Hi, welcome to Free Yourself with Sharon. I'm really glad you're here today. I'm going to tell you a story of something that happened to me. And even though I lost all my energy because my adrenaline kicked up so hard, once I did this particular thing, I was able to all my energy just came back to me, which was kind of a surprise to me. So even though I don't really want to tell this story because it's just not fun to retell because it happened to me, um, I know someone else out there needs to hear this, so I'm going to tell the story. I worked as a customer service specialist at a big box store, and 99% of all the customers that come in are really happy, decent people. They just need a little help doing a return or fixing an order or taking care of something that they couldn't do on their own without help from someone from the store. So one day I was on the phone. I was by myself at the desk. There was no one in line. So I picked up the phone. The phone call was just someone asking about an order, which took maybe a minute and a half. And I was about to transfer the phone call to someone else who could help. And this man came walking up to me and started yelling at me, just yelling at me. It was horrible. I said, I'm on the phone. He said, ah, 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 ah. Like I don't know where it was coming from. I know it had nothing to do with me, but this guy was an energetic monster. I felt like I was being bashed on the head energetically. And honestly, it hit me so unexpectedly that I didn't even know what to say or do. He would not shut up. He would not stop yelling. When I asked him to stop, he starts yelling that he wanted to talk to my man. Now I want to talk to your manager. I was like, oh my God, what do I do? So he was doing a really good job of distracting me from what I needed to do with the customer on the phone. So all I did was put my head down and look for the number I needed to transfer this call. And then I transferred the call. And then I did not look at this guy again. He did not stop yelling the whole time. And he just was yelling, why are you the only one here? Where is another person? Someone else needs to be here. Which it turned out the guy barely walked in the store. There were 3 other people in line in front of him who must have shown up in the last 30 seconds before he got there. That happens. They were fine. He was at the back of the line and just started yelling at me. So anyway, I kept my head down, walked over to my register. By this time, my manager did hear him yelling at me, and he came over and started opening another register. And then this guy started yelling at him. I need to talk to her manager. That part was kind of funny, but I was already in high alert. Like my whole body was coursing with adrenaline because I thought I needed to run or fight or do something. So anyway, eventually this guy ends up in front of me, and I had to take care of whatever his return was, which was actually a complicated problem because all the information he had was not working. Anyway, eventually we got through that process. I looked him in the eye and said, I hope you have the day you deserve, sir. And I had seen that on a bumper sticker, and I thought it would be a lot more satisfying to say than it was. Like it didn't feel that good. I really thought it would. Anyway, once he was done, I just turned around and walked away from the desk. And I was just exhausted. And I sat down in a chair at another, in an office. And I just got really quiet. And I went inside and I noticed the energy and I just watched it move because it was not my energy that he dumped on me. And I did not need to hold on to that. So I sat there for probably a good 8 or 10 minutes and just sat there and did that. And then when I was done, um, another employee came up behind me and actually hugged me from behind, which was pretty cool. Like, didn't expect that to happen. And I actually felt like I had my energy back. I didn't feel exhausted. I didn't feel like, I was spent for the day, which normally would have happened. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And I think even when I was a spring chicken, that would have kicked my butt. So, anyway, the other thing that happened at the end of that process, where I was just going inside, watching the energy, being present with it, breathing, at the very end of it, in my mind, I had a sense of gratitude, which was kind of weird. But the gratitude was for giving me the opportunity to learn something new about my ability to take back my own power. Anyway, it was a very intense experience. And I felt pretty good the rest of the day. When I got home that night, I was trying to go to sleep. And I found myself thinking, and about the process. And I was thinking, why didn't I think to just walk away? Why did I take care of him, and do what he needed done at the service desk? Why didn't I just walk away from him? But I realized that I was just sort of some part of me was finding a way to hold on to that energy. And I just said, oh, you know what? I don't care. And I went in, found the energy again, and did the same thing. I just focused on it. I breathed and I allowed it to move. I just kept breathing and allowing it to move. And I fell off to sleep, which was pretty satisfying. So, anyway, I think that someone else needed to hear that. And that's why I decided to tell this story, even though it's not an easy, pleasant story to tell about me. But there you have it. So I'm really glad you came. I'm glad you watched this video, and I'll see you next time.